Hello there, welcome to my channel. Today I will tell you a story about lying that's no longer than 5 minutes. As I know you all have very little time, so let's begin our story. Once upon a time in a faraway kingdom, there lived a young and naive king. The king had a problem. He couldn't tell a simple lie. Whenever he wanted to lie, his face turned red, his hands trembled, and his voice sounded insincere. This made him very upset because he liked watching his courtiers lie to each other. They would lie about their wealth, achievements, and even their loyalty to the king. The king thought it was a useful skill to have. It could make one's life easier, like when you tell your wife that her cooking tastes delicious, even if it's bland. Or when you tell your friend that he looks great, even when he's balding. One day, the king decided to do something about his inability to lie. He summoned the wisest woman in the kingdom and asked her for help. The wise woman agreed to help the king, but she told him that she would have to perform a dangerous ritual to transfer her ability to lie to him. The king was desperate, so he agreed to the ritual. The wise woman mixed up a magic potion and gave it to the king to drink. The king drank the potion without hesitation. At first, nothing happened. The king was starting to think that it was all a scam, but then he felt a strange sensation all over his body. It felt like his skin was crawling. Then his face started to itch. He scratched his face and looked at his hands in disbelief. His fingernails had turned into toenails. The wise woman had transferred her ability to lie to the king. But as a side effect, he had also gained her ugliness. The king screamed in horror and ran to the bathroom. He looked at his reflection and was disgusted by what he saw. His nose was now big and crooked, his eyes were bulging, and his teeth were yellow and crooked. The king was devastated. He had always been vain about his good looks, and now he was cursed to be ugly forever. The wise woman came into the bathroom and saw the king's reaction. She told him that there was only one way to break the curse, to find the one who lied the most in the kingdom and get them to lie to her. The king was desperate, so he went around the kingdom asking everyone if they wanted to help him break the curse. Everyone refused until he met a young girl who said that she would help him. The king didn't believe her, but he was desperate, so he agreed to her plan. The young girl took the king to an old and crooked tree. She told the king to climb the tree and hide in its hollow. Then she went away. The king waited for hours, but nothing happened. Just when he was about to give up, a beautiful princess came running to the tree. She climbed the tree and hid in the same hollow where the king was hiding. The king was surprised to see such a beautiful girl in such a dirty and smelly place. He asked her why she was hiding, and she told him that she was being chased by a hungry lion. The king found it hard to believe, but he didn't want to risk it, so he told her to stay in the hollow while he went to get help. When the king left, the princess took out a small mirror from her bag and started to laugh. The king returned with some guards, and they were all shocked to see the princess laughing hysterically. The princess stopped laughing and told the king that he wasn't very nice to assume that she was lying about the lion. The king apologized and asked her to come with him to the palace. While they were walking, the princess suddenly screamed. The king and the guards were shocked. The princess pointed to a bush and told them to look. One of the guards went to check and soon returned with a big smile on his face. He told the king that there was a lion in the bush and that it was indeed hungry. The king was impressed by the princess's acting skills and knew that she was the one who could help him break the curse. He told her about his deal with the wise woman and asked her to help him. The princess agreed and went with the king to the wise woman's house. When they arrived, the wise woman asked the princess to tell her a lie. The princess looked at the wise woman's ugly face and said, "You are the most beautiful woman I have ever seen." The wise woman was shocked, and in a panic she tried to deny it, but the princess insisted. Finally, the wise woman gave up and admitted that the princess was indeed beautiful. The moment the wise woman uttered those words, the princess's form started to change. She grew bigger and uglier until she became exactly like the wise woman. The wise woman screamed in horror, but no one came to help her. The princess was now free from the curse, and the king was back to his good looks. They all lived happily ever after. The end. If you like this story, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any new stories. Thank you for listening.